everybody. This is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com, and today I have what I hope will be a super fun card for you. I am making a birthday card for one of my nephews, and I just wanted to show you what I'm using, and then we'll get started. So to start with, I have this set of Jolie's Boutique stickers that I picked up at Michael's. I'm sorry, at Hobby Lobby on clearance. I think I paid less than $1 for them. They're very dimensional. They're almost resin. But when I opened the package, I noticed the clown is missing one of his legs. So we'll have to play with that a little bit to fix it. It just probably got snapped either after I bought it or maybe even before, because it was hidden in a part you couldn't see. But it's something very easy that will be easy to fix. We'll either put the pieces together or we'll cover it up with a star or something. So this is kind of fun packaging because it's got a little thing you can make tags out. So I'm going to save that, and somehow you can make well, I'm not sure what all you can do with it, but it's kind of fun packaging. So we'll just set that aside, and this is the Circus stamp set. And I have these spell binders, which I also picked up at Hobby Lobby on clearance a while back. And I actually, it says $8.99, but I actually paid less than $6 for it. It was $5 something. So I'm using the largest scalloped oval here. This is the classic scalloped ovals in large, and I used the largest one for this particular card. Then I am using the Shine On from Basic Gray 6x6 pad, which is perfect for this circus theme card. And I'll show you the papers that I used. And then what I do is I just tuck them back inside and put them in a Ziploc bag so that the scraps go, so that I know where they go with. This is just something I started doing in the last couple months. So this is one of the pieces of paper I used, and you'll see what I did with it. I just trimmed a little bit off, and then I did some fussy cutting around it. And so that's one of the sheets. Then another sheet of the paper was this zigzaggy like paper, and so I used that. And then this kind of it's a solid, but it's got flexo gold in it and different colorations in it, and it'll go perfectly with the card that I'm making. And then I grabbed the Soda Pop collection from Recollections, and I grabbed this nice red piece of paper, and that's our card base. I cut it at 5.5 inches wide by 8.5 inches long, and then I scored it at 4 1/4 to give me a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card. And so that is our card base. So let's get going. I also use my Fiskars. This is called Upper Crest, and I'll show you in a minute where I use that. Now to start with, we're going to do the inside of the card, just because there's no dimension on the inside, and that's where I want to start. I went into my stash of scraps, and I just found this. In fact, there's something on the back of it, but it will be completely covered. So I just cut this piece of white. It's probably Georgia Pacific or something, and it's 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches tall. And I inked around the edges of that using the Close to My Heart Ruby ink, and I've really enjoyed using these they're just little tiny ones, and I've really enjoyed using them. Sorry about that. So let's get back onto our card here. So this is the white sheet, and it's just going to go down right into our card with an edge around it. And the reason I'm doing that, well, there's a couple reasons. First of all, I like to finish the insides of my card, as you know, but also I want to stamp my sentiment on the inside of this card, and I need a place to write on the inside of this card. And so the best way for me to do that is to have a white liner, because it's kind of hard for the red things to show up on the red. Now I cut this other piece, and honestly I didn't even measure it. Let's pull out the ruler here. It looks like it's about an inch and 5/8-ish. And then this is where I used the scallop punch, and then to make it stand out, I inked on the edge of that with the red ink as well. Now my initial idea was to put that on the bottom. However, as I'm making the card, I think I'm going to put it on the top. It kind of reminds me maybe a little bit of a big top is kind of the idea that I'm thinking. And since it's a circus themed card, that will be perfect. The little one that I'm making this for, I believe, is just turning 1, and so I just want it to be a lot of fun for his mom and something to put in his baby book. Okay, so there we have that, and my stamp is crooked here. So let me straighten that up, and I probably went off camera there, but you don't need to see me putting on a stamp. I think I'm going to put this down here, and I'm going to ink it up really well, again using the ruby red, just like I've done on the rest of the card. Now this Close to My Heart ink is pigment ink, which is a lot of, it stays juicy longer, and so you have to be careful not to smear it, because pigment ink does last a little bit longer. It has some great properties because it does last longer. It also is, you can emboss with it, which is fabulous. I enjoy embossing with it. Or you can just use it as ink, and there are some other things you can do. But if I wanted to, I could put some clear embossing powder over the top of that, and that would make it really fun as well. But I think this time I'm just going to use that and let it dry. Now if I wanted to, I could go back and hit that with my heat tool and let that dry as well. But though it takes a little bit longer for it to dry, it's not like it takes a long time. So I'm just gonna fold that back on the side like that and go to the front of the card. So for the front of the card, I've started out with this fun piece of paper, this squiggly line, again, that matches the inside of the paper. And it's perfect for this circus theme because it's got the red in it like the base paper, but then it's also got lots of other colors that match really well the stickers. So that's why I chose this paper, because I thought the red was fun, because that's what's on the clown and the other decorations on our stickers. So now this is where I inked around the edges of that lightly with the red, and then I did the same. This is that largest scallop that I was telling you about, and I did the same with that. And then this is the fussy edge that I cut for my big top there. And my initial idea was to pop this up on foam tape, but I think I'm not going to, because it will add plenty of dimension just having the stickers, because they are so thick and dimensioned as it is all on their own, because they are, like I said, they feel like they're resin or something. They're very interesting stickers. So I'm going to pull this up clear up to the top, kind of centering that, and it's not wanting to cooperate with me. In fact, I may even go up a little bit higher, and then we'll trim that off, because I think I'm going to not worry about the bows. Initially I had worried about the bows because of all the different directions that the banners were going on the paper. It was kind of difficult to just cut out one set of banners, but I still think that'll work really well just like that. Now, one thing that I want to do before I go ahead and adhere that oval down is I want to grab some twine. I have some maraschino twine here from the Twinery, and I'm not sure how much I have. It's kind of the end piece, but I thought it would be kind of fun just trying to get some of that around, just to add a cute little extra touch. Barely, I think I can make it fit. So let's start by grabbing just a little tiny piece of tape here, and I just barely tuck that in just enough so that it won't come off, because like I said, I want it to fit across, and it's just barely gonna fit. In fact, it might not. There we go. If I go just the right way. Now you notice that they're going kind of cattywampus, and that's really okay. I don't care about that. It just adds to the circusy feel of the twine. And I used up, that is my last bit of red and white maraschino twine, which I used a lot a year or so ago at Christmas time. So that's going to go right on there. And again, I think I mentioned, but if I didn't, I did ink around the edges of this paper also with the ruby pigment ink. And this paper's pretty thin. It's obviously not cardstock. So I have to be kind of careful with it because it does bend, as you just saw, very easily. So there we've got that. And so now let's start placing our elements. I think I'm going to grab my Tombow Mono because I'm not sure how this is going to work out with his leg. Now these stickers have just a little thin piece of foam tape on them. And so I'm going to just adhere him down, and we'll adhere the elephant down right over here. I want to be careful that I don't end up with what Sandy Allnock over at Operation Right Home calls sticker sneeze, because it's so easy to do. So I'm trying to group them to set a setting, kind of. And that's kind of my goal here with this. I want to set a setting, not just throw stickers to throw stickers because they're cute. Now, there's a couple things we can do here. I could put this guy down here. That looks kind of goofy. So I think what I'm going to try to do is just attach his leg back on. So I'm going to use my Tombow Mono and ink or glue that down. And this glue adheres really well and it dries relatively quickly. So I'm hoping that I can just set that in just like that and piece it back together. It was a clean break, so I think I can just fine, just like that. And it will be hardly noticeable at all. I would hate to lose a good clown just because of a break. Now another thing I could have used maybe was my Scotch Quick Dry or even some glossy accents, but I think this will be just fine. Okay, so there we have our Circus Admit 1 card, and you can hardly even see that little break, and then you open it up and it says happy birthday. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things, whether it's a circus or just something fun. Have a great day. Bye.